Loading creatine typically involves taking higher doses of creatine supplements for a short period, usually around 5–7 days, in order to rapidly saturate the muscles with creatine. This is often followed by a maintenance phase of lower doses to keep the elevated creatine levels. The goal of loading is to more quickly achieve the potential performance-enhancing effects of creatine, which include increased strength, power, and muscle endurance. During a typical creatine loading protocol, an individual might consume around 20–25 grams of creatine per day for the loading phase. After this loading phase, a maintenance dose of around 3–5 grams per day is often recommended. Here's what happens when you load creatine for 7 days. Increased muscle creatine levels. Creatine is stored in muscles as creatine phosphate, which plays a role in providing rapid energy during short bursts of intense physical activity. Loading creatine for 7 days can significantly increase the concentration of creatine in your muscles, potentially enhancing your muscles' ability to produce energy quickly. Improved performance. Studies have shown that creatine loading can lead to increased strength and power output, particularly during activities that involve short bursts of high-intensity effort, such as weightlifting, sprinting, and jumping. Water retention. Creatine loading can lead to an increase in water retention within muscles. This can result in slight weight gain during the loading phase due to increased water content in the muscles. Individual responses vary. Not everyone responds to creatine loading in the same way. Some individuals experience a more noticeable improvement in performance and muscle fullness, while others might see more modest effects. Genetic factors, diet, training regimen, and initial muscle creatine levels can all influence how an individual responds to creatine supplementation. GI distress. In some cases, consuming higher doses of creatine in a short period can cause gastrointestinal distress, such as stomach cramps or diarrhea. This varies from person to person. Transition to maintenance phase. After the loading phase, it's common to transition to a lower maintenance dose to sustain the elevated muscle creatine levels. This maintenance phase is usually around 3–5 grams per day. No need for continuous loading. It's important to note that continuous loading isn't necessary. Once your muscles are saturated with creatine, you can maintain the benefits by taking a lower daily dose without the need for another loading phase. As with any supplement, it's recommended to consult with a healthcare professional before starting creatine loading, especially if you have any pre-existing medical conditions or concerns. It's also worth noting that while creatine is generally considered safe for most people, individual responses can vary, and some people might experience side effects or not respond to it as expected. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel, press bell icon.